Hello, friends. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesdays. We are continuing on in reading the Proverbs, and we will be starting today in Proverbs chapter 1, verse 20, and finishing the chapter in verse 33. This section is a part of section 2, A Father's Invitation to Wisdom, and it's section B, First Wisdom Appeal. All right, here we go. Wisdom Wednesdays. Wisdom cries aloud in the street. In the markets, she raises her voice. At the head of the noisy streets, she cries out. At the entrance of the city gates, she speaks. How long, O simple ones, will you love being simple? How long will scoffers delight in their scoffing and fools hate knowledge? If you turn at reproof, behold, I will pour out my spirit to you. I will make my words known to you. Because I have called and you refused to listen. You stretched out my hand and no one has heeded. Because you have ignored all my counsel and would have none of my reproof, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when terror strikes you like a storm, and your calamity comes like a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you. Then they will call upon me, but I will not answer. They will seek me diligently, but will not find me, because they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. Would have none of my counsel and despised all my reproof. Therefore they shall eat the fruit of their way and have their fill of their own devices. For the simple are killed by their turning away, and the complacency of fools destroys them. But whoever listens to me will dwell secure and will be at ease without dread of disaster. I think what's important to point out about this section is the voice in the text. And it's important to do that often, like who's the audience and who is speaking. And first of all, I would say who is speaking here is wisdom, okay? Because verse 20 starts out in this section by saying, wisdom cries aloud in the streets. In the markets, she raises her voice. And again, it's been personified by saying wisdom is she, okay? Which is very often what happens in scripture. Wisdom is given a woman, I guess, personhood. And then it goes on from there, speaking to the simple ones, as you see in verse 22. So the voice is wisdom, and the audience is the simple ones. How long, O simple ones, will you love being simple? And then it goes on to what happens to those who do not turn at reproof from wisdom. So it says, if you turn at my reproof, which is, we already said that the voice speaking here is wisdom. So if you turn and actually take heed to wisdom, then wisdom will pour out my spirit to you, and I will make my words known to you. Okay? Now, you could also say that it would be God speaking, but the reason why I feel the voice here is actually wisdom personified is because you go down to verse 29, and it says, because they hated knowledge and did not choose to fear the Lord, would have none of my counsel. So there's like a separation there, because it says fear of the Lord and then my counsel. So the counsel is wisdom and fear of the Lord, and which we already know from the beginning of chapter 1, where it says to know wisdom and instruction, to understand the words of insight, to receive instruction in wise dealing, in righteousness, justice, and equity. Like it lists it on, but then you go to verse 7 and it says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. So again, there's this connection between the fear of the Lord and wisdom and knowledge. So those are the things that I wanted to point out about this section here, which is the first wisdom appeal in the second section of Proverbs, which is called A Father's Invitation to Wisdom. And this first wisdom appeal would be to the simple to turn at the reproof of wisdom. May you be blessed today. Wisdom Wednesdays. We'll see you next week.